Day 5 in Bulgaria was dedicated to Plovdiv. Plovdiv is an ancient city about 2.5 hours away from Sofia, so we did the same thing as we did the previous day trip and booked the guided bus tour minus the guided part. We were dropped off right next to the eastern gate of the ancient Philippopolis and were given 4 hours to walk around. Unlike last time, I felt that there was so much to see there that I could easily spend an hour longer in Plovdiv. Plovdiv is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in Europe, and you can see its history by just walking around it. We started walking around the old town of Plovdiv, and every corner was prettier than the one before. We stopped by this stunning church right on the edge of the street overlooking Plovdiv. I'm afraid I don't know the name of the church, but on Google this spot shows up as View Terrace. We walked down towards the ancient theatre of Philippopolis and then kept on walking deeper into the old town towards the archaeological complex north from there. The buildings along the way were stunning. My personal favorite spot we stopped at of all of our trip was the Regional Ethnographic Museum. I'll admit we did not go in, but their gardens were magical and walking in there felt like we were in a fairy tale. The archaeological complex ended up being slightly disappointing, as I thought it would be more like a dramatic ancient ruins kind of place, but instead it felt more like a nice viewpoint. After that, we started walking down looking for a place to have lunch. Most places were already closed by the time we got there, as they close after lunch and then reopen in the evening, so make sure you prioritize lunch if that's important to you. We didn't mind wandering on until we found a place, so we headed towards the Tsar Simon Garden Park, and right before we got there we found the loveliest place to sit at for lunch called Hemingway. Despite the restaurant in Sofia serving us the best meal of our trip a few days prior, I will say that Hemingway gets my #1 spot and recommendation from the whole trip. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to continue to the park, so we headed back to the bus meeting point. The journey back felt longer than the one there, and most people were sleeping on the bus. Once we got back to Sofia, we headed back to the hotel, and that was the end of our 5th day in Bulgaria.